सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Welcome you all with my love and respects. And I thank Mr. Nirmal Sinha, representing Mayor's Office, City of Columbus, and Deputy Director of the Department of Public Utilities, City of Columbus, for being here and honoring us. Again, one more VIP, Matt Kalapi, representing Governor's Office, Department of Community Outreach. He is yet to be here. We thank him also. And many other VIPs are Dr. Paraniyappan. And I start numbering the VIPs. I think every one of you are VIPs. Welcome you all for this wonderful program. Today's subject: you are unique and infinite. See, the whole universe, there are only two kinds of civilization. Only two kinds. One kind of civilization started with a proposal that all are same. Please understand. One civilization started with that proposal, all are same. There's another one civilization started with proposal, all are unique. We need to look little deep into this. If we can understand this one idea, all the civilizational conflicts can be resolved. See, this is the thought trend from which all the civilizations have started raising. You can see this is a basic thought. There are some civilizations which arose out of the thought, everybody is equal. So they tried the law, religion, tradition, customs, culture, everything to be built on that idea. Everybody is equal. There are some civilizations built on this one idea. Everyone is unique. Please understand. If you look a little deep to experience the truth, experientially, as an existence, everyone may be same, but as an expression, everyone is unique. Please understand. As an experience, means as an existence, as a consciousness, everyone is same. But as an expression, everyone is unique. So the civilizations which started understanding, which started with a proposal, everyone is unique, has started doing research in the inner space. They started working in the inner space. The civilizations which started with a proposal, everybody is equal, they worked only in the outer world to make things more and more equal. They created politics, they created society, they created outer world civilization. Please understand. If you start with an idea, everybody is equal, then you start questioning too many things. Why somebody should have wealth? why somebody should have more power, why somebody should have more opportunity, then naturally your energy, your intelligence, your vision starts working towards the outer world. You start looking towards the outer world. So you create a civilization which works on the outer world. You create a legal system, civilization, structure, community, culture. Everything depends on that idea. All are equal. The deep truth is, maybe consciously all are equal, but as an expression, each one of us are unique. When you realize that each one of us are unique, you will realize not only you are unique, you are infinite. Please understand, if you think you are same, as long as you think you are equal, you will be constantly only developing your life, building your life with the person, with the base with whom you are comparing yourself. If you think everyone is equal, with whom you are living, naturally you will feel, I am equal with him, I am equal with him, I am equal with him. You will start building your life based on the idea and understanding you have about them. Whatever you have, idea you have about them, whatever idea you carry about them, you will start building, yes, I am equal with him, so let me build my life like this. But when you understand, as an expression, you are unique, suddenly you start respecting yourself, you start realizing your potentiality, you start expressing your infinite qualities, you start expressing your infinite dimensions. Usually people ask me, Swamiji, only by comparing I grow, I expand, but you say comparison is not good. Please understand, if you are comparing and growing, you will grow only up to the level of the person with whom you are comparing yourself. You will not really expand who you are. You will not really achieve who you are. That infinite possibilities, infinite dimensions will never be experienced, will never be achieved, will never be understood. So here Patanjali is trying to create new civilization. Patanjali is a great master. I can say with his logic and scientific depth is crossing Einstein. With his knowledge about the inner world and the inner space is crossing Mahadeva, Shiva. I can say Shiva and Einstein together is Patanjali, a great logician in the inner science. This whole trip, this whole tour, you all may be aware, I am dedicating it to Patanjali and to express the few truths and many secrets behind Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Few truths and many secrets are hidden in these great sutras. We will experience these great sutras of Patanjali, maybe 5,000 years old, at least 5,000 years old. Patanjali was born and brought up in South India, a place called Chidambaram. Still, the community created by him is alive, and still the temple is alive, vibrant. I can say one of the place where the worship and the spiritual practice is happening in an unbroken way for last few thousand years. In India we have a habit. Every day the priest who is conducting the service, the Vedic temples are not open only on Sundays or any particular days. In Vedic temples, The service, worship, meditation, spiritual practice happens every day. It is supposed to happen every day. So every day the priest who does the service, end of the day, he will sign and receive his salary. That record is called maniyam. That's a Tamil word. This is the temple which has longest record of maniyam, something like more than 4,000 years of record. They have unbroken record that every day worship was going on. You see, the thing is, in India, so many cultural invasions happened. So many different civilizations came. So many different religious wars happened, internally and from external. But throughout, somehow they maintained. Means the inspiration created by Patanjali is still alive. The Sutras created by Patanjali is still alive. The Sutras are preserved without any interpolations in its pure form as uttered by Patanjali. That is why I decided to speak on the Sutras. It's such a powerful technique. It can enrich our life as it enriched when Patanjali uttered to his first batch of disciples. It can really enrich our life. There is no expiry date for the Sutras. There is no expiration date. They are so alive, so powerful. If you understand, in the consciousness, you are same. All of us are same. As a soul, as a cosmic consciousness, all of us are same. But as an expression, all of us are unique. If you understand this truth, you will go inside and start experiencing the sameness in your inner space. So the Vedic civilization started with this understanding. We are all same as consciousness, but we are unique as expression. In the sutra, Patanjali is trying to reveal some of the great secrets why we are unique in our expressions, why you think the way you think, why you walk the way you walk, why you talk the way you talk, why you do things the way you do things. He is giving us the secret. With this secret, we can handle, live, manipulate our life as we want. Please understand, if you understand this one sutra and internalize, you will be God at least for your life. At least for your life. You will be God at least for your life. Let me enter into the sutra. This is the 19th sutra. Very powerful sutra. Bhava pratyaya videha prakriti layanam. Again, so difficult to translate this sutra. The depth. I have some 12 translations done by different masters, different spiritual heads. I just wanted to give you the glimpse of 2-3 translations. Then I will give my own translation. Swami Vivekananda's translation says, this samadhi, when not followed by extreme non-attachment, becomes the cause of the remanifestations of the gods and those who become merged in nature. And Taimini is another one great spiritual leader. Of those who are Videkas and Prakritilayas, birth is the cause. That is his translation. And then there is another one, Swami Sachidananda, his translation. Those who merely leave their physical bodies and attain the state of celestial deities are those who get merged in nature, have rebirth. Same sutra, different translation. If you don't understand the sutra, don't bother. I've read out the translation for the sake of record. Even I can't understand directly by reading translation. I know for sure you can't understand. I just wanted to read out few different approaches. I tried to use more number of words because the Sanskrit language is such, if you break the words and read, it will give different meaning. If you read as one line, it will give different meaning. If you break first part and last part, it will give a different meaning. I tried to cover 2-3 meaning in my translation by using more words. When body-mind identification is overcome, Videhas, beings at higher state, and Prakritilayas, beings who are one with existence, take birth only due to the seeds of desires that are latent. This is my translation. Let's understand this whole sutra. Bhava pratyayo videha prakritilayanam. You can't literally understand this sutra. You need to completely look inside. That is why traditionally, in Vedic tradition, only an enlightened master can comment on these sutras. A person who has experienced Patanjali's consciousness, only when he comments, all the secrets are revealed. And only an enlightened person is authorized to comment on the scriptures. Otherwise, he can only read and recite the commentaries written by earlier enlightened masters. Only if an individual becomes enlightened, he can express. Sometimes, when you try to follow the things literally, you miss the essence. I have a story for you. A man came home from work and noticed that his father seemed to be avoiding the grandchildren. What is the problem? He asked. Normally you love playing with them. The old man whisked a medicine prescription from his pocket and said, read that label, that is why. The son took the bottle and read the label. Take 2 pills a day, keep away from children. When you literally start following, sometime you miss. So this sutra also can't be understood literally. You need to look inside. The key word in this sutra is Videka Prakritilaya. Let me translate that words. Beings at higher state who don't feel that they are carrying the body, the heaviness of the body. There are another kind of group of people who feel constantly they are one with the nature, who don't feel that they are islands. When I say you are same, equal in the inner space, I mean, as far as the soul is concerned, we are all equal, pure consciousness. But when it comes to the expression, your body, your mind, your intelligence, your understanding, you are unique. What makes us unique? Here, Patanjali is describing, very beautifully is describing. When body-mind identification is overcome, Videhas, beings at higher state, Prakritilayas, beings who are one with existence, take birth only due to the seeds of desires that are latent. What makes us unique is our engraved memories. Please understand, engraved memories, samskaras. Now I'll express few important truths. What I heard from my teachers and what I myself experienced. From this, I'll express few truths. Only then you will be able to understand this sutra. Please understand, when an enlightened being comments on the sutras, not only he comments on the sutra, he reveals an important secrets of life. The first important secret, important thing we need to understand, whether we believe it or not, accept it or not, again and again and again, we are going through this birth and death cycle. Maybe little difficult for a logical mind to understand, especially if you are born and brought up in a different tradition. First thing, we carry a blueprint about our life inside us. We may change bodies, but that blueprint continues to be carried by us. You continue to carry that blueprint. You continue to live with that blueprint. Whenever you get some strong experiences from the life, either pleasure or pain, you try to change, alter, redesign, work with that blueprint. But when that strong experience is forgotten, again you are away from the blueprint, you start spending more time with the outer world. Very rarely some strong joy or painful experiences reminds us we are responsible for everything. Those few strong experiences is what I call life teaching you. See, you don't accept a living master that easily. It's very difficult to sit in front of a person who is also a man with human body and flesh and listening to him. It's very difficult, especially a young man like me. It's a little more difficult. And I do have a big problem. Wherever I go, see, in our field, age is respected. And people come and tell me, my spiritual seeking is more than your age. I tell them what to do. Anyhow, it's very difficult to listen. I also understand. To a man who is sitting in front of you, how can he know about life more than me? Naturally, a logical mind will question. That is why the whole cosmos it has a system. The life itself will teach you. Life itself teaches you. I have seen many times, especially in this country, these NRI kids will be brought. These parents, they won't keep quiet. They will bring their kids. And when they come near me after the lecture, usually for darshan, they will force the kids, hey, bend and touch his feet. I'll tell them, it's okay, don't disturb them. And these guys also won't bend. There's a big problem. And the fight will go on in front of me only. It will be very embarrassing for me. Either they should have finished their fight there itself, and they should be very clear. You will not force me, and I will not touch. Or you should be very clear, no, I am going to touch, you don't need to tell me. Something should have been convinced. Some understanding should have come. But they will come here only and the fight will start. I will feel very embarrassed. Sometimes What to do? Because if I say it's okay, please move, then the parents feel, no, Swamiji did not bless my kid. And they think it's inauspicious. And there is nothing like inauspicious or auspicious. After all, respect is in the heart. Many times I have seen these kids who don't bend, they are more honest and straightforward. And if they feel whatever is truth I am saying, they will go and live it. If they don't understand, they will just leave it. But these guys, many times who bend, will not practice. They worship, will not follow. Sometimes people who follow may not worship. That is different. So it's two different things. I always prefer people who follow than people who worship. But the fight will go on in front of me. Sometimes these guys, there are one group which neither follows nor worships. Just because the parents force, they come here. And they look this up and down. And they ask, you look almost like me only. What is there? I never tell anything. I just think in the mind, all right, fellow, get married. I have seen, in 1 year that guy will get married. Second trip when I come to the same city, that guy will be so polite, humble, and no parents need to tell. He will come and do complete Sashtanga Namaskar. Now I know what I can't teach, life has taught. Many times, 10 years of enlightened master's training is equal to 1 year of wife training. One year training my wife is enough. Sometimes life teaches. Strong experiences, whether joy or pain, which you go through, turns you inside and gives you the glimpse. You are responsible. The blueprint which you carry inside you is responsible for your life. People come and tell me sometimes, Swamiji, I had 7-8 relationships in my life, but everything was abusive. Please be very clear. Maybe you are carrying a blueprint of self-pity, self-sympathy. You feel by creating self-pity, you are enjoying your own attention or others' attention. Or you may be having a deep, lonely feeling. That is why you choose, abusive relationship is much better than loneliness. Some way you compromise. If you look inside, you will understand the blueprint which you carry is responsible for everything. This is an important second secret. The first truth, first secret, whether you understand or not, again and again we go through lives and deaths. It's like an average man, in every night he goes through 25 to 30 set of dreams. You will have one set of dreams and fall asleep. Then you will have one more set of dreams, fall asleep. You will have one more set of dreams, fall asleep. 25 to 30 set of dreams, usually you go through. If you go through the 25 to 30 set of dreams, in 3-4 hours, you will wake up. That is why you have disturbed sleep. If you go through that 30 set of dreams, some 6-7 hours, you will be able to sleep for 6-7 hours. Just like if if the number of dream sets, the more it increases, you will be out of sleeping state. Same way, the number of births and deaths, just like a dream and deep sleep only, birth and death. Each set of dream is one birth. And the deep sleep is death period. Again, you go through one set of dreams, second birth, and deep sleep state, death. Again, one more set of dreams, third birth. You go into the death. So this number of births and deaths, if it becomes more, you want to wake up from this dream, this slumber, this sleep, unconscious slumber. Just like you want to wake up from the sleep state once you go through 30 dreams. The number of dreams is more by 25, 30. You will naturally feel enough. Let me wake up. Let me be out of this sleep. Same way, when you go through many number of births and deaths, suddenly you feel, oh God, I am doing the same thing. I am living a same life, almost same. Look into your life, almost same. I always tell this one parable, one story. I have seen in Indian villages, these kids will play with small toys, wooden toys. It's called Paramashivoham. Just this size toys. It will be almost same size, same shape. The kids will put white cloth and call mother. When the white cloth means father, father. They will put some red small sari, they will call mother. They will put a small skirt and they will call sister. They will put a kind of a trouser and call it brother. These kids will play. Same kind of toy, different dress they will put, they will call father, mother, brother, sister. They will be sitting and playing. They themselves will enact the whole thing. They will take that father toy and say, father is going to the office. They will put the father toy in the car and they will drive the car. And the way they will make even horn sound, pam, pam. They will take the toy to the office. They will say, mother is cooking. They will keep the mother toy. They will create all the noise of cooking, like vegetable cutting, tuck, 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 tuck. They themselves will create sound. And they say that mother is cooking. They will get that brother toy. Brother is going to school. They will put the toy into the bicycle and they will create that bicycle sound. Bicycle bell sound, tring, tring, tring. They will take carry. And they will take that sister toy. Sister is crying. They will throw the toy and start crying. They will play. If some toy is not coming in the way in which they want, if it is not handy, they will throw the toy and say, oh, bad toy. If you look little deep, we are doing the same thing with our life. Just see, same thing with our life. You catch somebody as husband, somebody as wife, somebody as daughter, somebody as brother, somebody as sister. You catch everybody and you have your own script for them. As long as they enact your script as you want, the game goes well. When your script is not accepted by them, when it is not going well, then you say bad relationship and throw it away. The same drama, again and again and again. Sometimes you can see in your life, you land in the body, catch some place, this is my boundary, this is my relationships. By the time you are ready with all the ties, relationships and the boundary, Yama is giving you notice, pack up. No time to pack up, no U-Haul service. And you just pack up and go. Again take birth somewhere else. Again by the time you are ready, and pack up. Again and again and again. We live the same thing. That is the reason. You can see in your life, sometimes, see, layers and layers of your different birth memory will be there. Just like earth has different layers, your different birth memories are there in your unconsciousness layer by layer. I am describing some of the truth as it is inside. Just whatever is the human consciousness, I am describing as it is. In your unconscious, just like a different layers of the earth, different layers of your birth memories will be there. First birth, second birth, third birth, fourth birth. That birth memories will be there. The plateaus of the earth, the layers of the earth, if they have little problem or if they are settling with each other, the earthquake is created. Same way, if these memories are crisscrossing each other, when they are trying to settle with each other unconsciously, something called mind quake happens in you. Let me describe that experience exactly. Then you will understand what I mean by the word mind quake. Sometime you will go to a new place. new city, some friend or relative would have invited, you will go. When you enter the house or that place, suddenly you will remember as if the whole place is known to you. You know thoroughly which room is there, where restroom is there, where kitchen is there, where the antiques are there, what gifts items are there. Suddenly in one flash you know the whole thing. When you walk inside, you will see that exactly things are as you saw inside. Sometime in the parties, when you are dancing, suddenly one thought will come. In next 10 minutes, some person is going to come, particular person, or something is going to happen. In next 10 minutes, you will see exactly that happening. Exactly that happening. How many of you had this kind of experience at least once in your life? Raise your hand. Oh God. Please raise your hand fully. I just wanted to see. Others, please just look around. You see, if it happens in one person's life once, we can say coincidence. We can brush it aside. That's a poor word. We can brush it aside. If it is happening in so many persons' lives, so many times, how can this be called as coincidence? You can't brush it aside as coincidence. No. Those few moments that mind quack is happening means the different layers of your memory is crashing with each other. See, many times I had that same kind of experiences. Sometimes when I see some person, I know for sure that I know him for quite a long time. But first time he will be seeing me. And he also has that same experience. He knows me for quite a long time. Please understand, when this kind of experiences are happening, as I told, you go to some place and suddenly you know the whole place, you know the whole house, which is kept, where the restroom is, where kitchen is, you know everything. It is not that you have visited the same house in your past birth, no, but the same frequency experience you had in the past birth. Same frequency means that what mental setup you have when you are in that place, that same mental setup, that same intensity you would have experienced in your past life sometime. So whenever the same intensity repeats, all the truths which is in front of you is revealed to you. Please understand. Whenever the same intensity repeats, all the truths which are in front of you are revealed to you. This is the key. This is the key. The subject is very strong. The truths Patanjali is trying to express today in this sutra is very strong. I wanted you to understand. Each sutra is independently intelligent to lead you to enlightenment. You don't need to read second sutra at all. Understand one sutra and internalize. You can live enlightenment. Patanjali has designed this whole book in such a way, each sutra is independently intelligent enough to create one religion. The Vedic tradition is a group of religions. Each sutra can create a master who will be a source of one religion. This one sutra, if you can understand, you are liberated from whatever the difficulties and complications you are carrying inside this moment. This moment you can be liberated. So many important deep secrets Patanjali is offering in this one sutra. First thing, we again and again take birth. Second important thing, the blueprint which we carry inside us is responsible for our whole life. That is what I call engraved memories. Very loosely we call karma. But I don't want to use that word because that word is loaded with too many meanings. Especially in the West also now that word has become popular. Everybody started using the word, let me make little good karma. Let me make some good karma. Engraved memory, samskara is the right word I wanted to use. That is the reason for our uniqueness. If you understand you are unique and look into your samskaras, please understand, as long as you think you are same, all are equal, we will be continuously fighting with others. You will be continuously fighting with others. Naturally, you will ask, when you see any person, we are all equal. Why should you have this? Why not me? Why should you have this? Why not me? Why should I have this? Why not you? Either health or wealth or relationship, name and fame, in everything you will start comparing and the fight will be going on. But if you understand you are unique, suddenly you start looking inside. You start looking your samskaras, your engrams. Person who thinks everybody is equal starts looking outer world to make everything equal, which never happens. Which never happens. Even after death, it will never be equal. Maybe even after death, things will never be equal, because the cremation is going to be in different places, different way. This country you have insurance also for that. Different casket, different way of cremation. And even I heard that there are premium plats available. The mountain view plats where you can rest forever. Anyhow, even after death, things are not going to become equal. So we will be constantly looking in the outer world and fighting. But if you understand we are unique, then you start looking inside. Why I am unique? Why I am the way in which I am? Why I am who I am? Why I am what I am? You start looking inside. Then naturally, the looking inside gives you the knowledge about the blueprint you are carrying. The blueprint you are carrying, the knowledge about the blueprint you are carrying is what I call ultimate knowledge. Please understand. Person who has a knowledge about the blueprint which he is carrying will never suffer. That is the end of the sufferings. In the Vedic tradition, we have something called Salokya Mukti, means living in the world where the God is, almost like a heaven, the heaven concept. In the heaven, there is no suffering. You may have body, you will live like everybody else. And there are so many descriptions. I don't know which description is true. So each civilization has its own description. The civilizations which lives in a very cold weather, they visualize their heaven as a hot place, warm place. The civilizations which lives in the hot place, they visualize their heaven as a very cool place. So each one has their own visualization. I can say it must be air controlled. For a person who is from a hot country, it is cool weather. For a person who is from cool place, it's a warm weather. Anyhow, they may have body, they will have everything, but no suffering. Please understand. I want you to know one truth. This is not a fantasy. This is not a fantasy. Patanjali is not a person to promote fantasies. He's a great scientist. When he says there is some solid truth behind it. See, if the same thing is said by Vyasa, I wouldn't have accepted. Because Vyasa writes all kinds of mythological stories. He goes on explaining so many Puranas, so many stories. The same thing is said by Vyasa. I may not have said it is a fact. I would have said it may be truth, but not fact. There is a difference between the two. Truth is told to raise your consciousness. It may not be reality now, but if you connect with it, you will be raised. But fact is fact, factual. With Vyasa, sometimes the truth and fact differ. But with Patanjali, he is very logical. The truth and fact is one and the same. He says, a person who has a knowledge about the samskaras, engraved memories, who can look inside, lives without any suffering. Please understand, he is using a beautiful word. He takes birth only due to the seeds of desires that are latent. You will have the body. See, if you understand all the samskaras you carry, if you look inside and understand your uniqueness, suddenly you will see you will not have any suffering. You will be living only with the latent desires. See, life lived just to fulfill the desires will never have suffering. Life lived with fear-based samskaras will have suffering. He says, Patanjali says, there is a life possible only with desire, without fear. You need to understand this. We know the life which is fear and greed. You have a greed, and if that greed is not fulfilled, or if you are afraid it may not be fulfilled, you have a fear. Even if it is fulfilled, you have a fear. It may not stay with you forever. You have a fear. So you understand a mental setup with fear and greed. But Patanjali says there is a mental setup possible just based on desires. It will be fulfilled. If it is not fulfilled, you know it is going to be fulfilled, so you will be waiting. That's all. See, the fear comes into play if there is a time limit. For example, you want to have such and such a kind of a food. So naturally, what will you think? I should have before I die. So when you are not getting the food this moment, constantly you will have fear. Before I get the food, if I die, what will happen? I should get the food before I die. So naturally, the network of your mind, software of your mind is written with fear and greed, intertwined. Fear and greed of the binary of your inner software. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Fear, greed, fear, greed, fear, greed, fear, greed. But Patanjali says, by understanding your samskaras, you can live without fear. What is that understanding? Please understand. He doesn't have to tell a lie. He has no vested interest. He is a much more authentic scientist than any scientist, because even scientists are funded by some corporations or some people who have vested interest. So their research findings has to either completely turn or bend slightly towards the people who are funding their interests. But here is Patanjali. That is the beauty of our Vedic tradition. The people who are doing research and development in the Vedic, in the inner science, they say no funding. We will live a simple life, the utter simple life. 9 years I lived that life. 9 years I lived begging and eating, sleeping under the trees, going to different temples and monasteries and meditating. I won't even stay in the same monastery or same temple or same village, because the person who start giving me food, now I will be bound by that person. So the tradition says you can't eat in the same house more than 3 days. If you eat more than 3 days, your research and development may be corrupted based on the person who gives you the food. I mean, the Eastern tradition we care so much, and very logical. They care so much about from whom you eat, who takes care of your day-to-day needs. It's very carefully analyzed, and that plays a very major role. I want you to know an incident, very beautiful incident. In Mahabharata, if you know the Mahabharata story, you can enjoy what I am saying. In Mahabharata, there was a great, wonderful character, Bhishma. I can never think Mahabharata can be imagination, because such a powerful depiction of the characters. No brain can be so evolved to create that kind of fantasies. No brain can be that evolved to create that kind of fantasies. So it must be factual. Sutras on him, on Bhishma, and he is just lying in the war field, but Bhishma has a power. He has one kind of a power. He has a boon. He will leave the body when he wants. Ichcha mrityu. His body can be diseased. He can have disease. He can be inflicted with pain. But he cannot be killed unless he himself wants. He can hang on to the body. So, even though he is almost dead, he was not even able to move his hands. He was keeping his body, he was keeping his life to die at the right time. In the Vedic tradition, we believe the last moment of your death, last moment, the time and the thought, the consciousness, the mood with which you are leaving the body, both play a major role in your next birth or enlightenment. It plays a major role. So Bhishma is just waiting for the right time. He is waiting for the Uttarayana, when the sun moves towards the north. He is waiting for that period to leave the body. But all the war is over. Dharma won the war, Dharmaraja. Now they are going to be coronated. They are going to sit in the throne. They wanted to take the blessings of Bhishma because he is the grandfather. All of them, all the Panchabandavas, Draupadi and Krishna, all of them are going and touching the feet of Bhishma, asking him to bless that they will rule the country blissfully. They will run the kingdom. Bhishma blesses. Not only he blesses, he gives beautiful set of teachings, amazing teachings, how to run a kingdom. I can say the depth he looks, it's a textbook for politicians. Textbook for politicians. If you want to know about Vedic politics, how a politics is done with a Vedic mind, with a Vedic understanding, in Vedic civilization, read that book. He gives a beautiful set of teachings. How that idea of protecting and serving is very beautifully expanded. He gives amazing teachings. Once the teachings are given, Draupadi just laughs in a very disrespectful way, in a very careless way. She just laughs, giggles. Nobody was able to understand why she is giggling. Bhishma just looks and says, "My dear daughter, I can understand. I can understand why you are laughing." Then suddenly Draupadi realized that she disrespected Bhishma. She wipes her tears and says, "Father, you know why I laughed. I wanted to really ask you. I want to tell you. You know so much about Dharma, so much about what is right and what is wrong. But how did you keep quiet when I was abused, when they were pulling my cloth in front of you in the court? In the court of Duryodhana, Draupadi was abused. They were pulling her clothes, trying to make her naked in the court. The villain, Duschadana, was trying to pull her clothes. So, she asks, how you are able to keep quiet? What happened to all your dharma, which you are talking now? Why you did not speak all these things at that moment? Why you kept quiet? Beautifully Bhishma answers, it's a truth. Please understand, even though my bone structure is made out of dharma, my flesh and blood was given by the food which was given by Duryodhana. So his food, I became dull. I forgot the dharma. My brain did not recover the memories of dharma because of his food. Maybe my body is made out of dharma, but the food he gave, I ate his food for many years, number of years. So because of that food, my thinking also became like him. Actually, if you look inside, sometime you can see in your own life. For example, if you are a top level administrator of some company, if you are heavily paid by your boss and you are an inner circle of your boss, you can see very clearly, even though it is not dharma, it is not right, you don't feel disturbed at all to think in the way or the language of your boss. You suddenly know, you know very clearly it is not right, but you just beautifully think. You don't feel guilt at all. You can see in your own life. The person who plays so much in your consciousness, on your consciousness, many times you forget the logic. You forget the logic. Many times you don't even remember what you did. What you did, what you are doing. Please understand. Look inside. Look inside. What Bhishma says, we can see as your own experience. If you are top circle of your boss, you can see very clearly because he pays. And the problem is you don't even think it is wrong. Even though you know it is wrong, you don't even take time to create guilt, analyze it, and create at least your own justification. Even that much you don't wait. Even that much we will not be aware. Many times it happens. So, Bhishma says, the food which he gave was running in my system. So, my consciousness was not even that much clear or aware to create a clear understanding which is right, which is wrong. But now, because of Arjuna's arrows, all that blood has left my system. Now I am drained of the blood given by Duryodhana, the food which went inside my system and became my flesh. Everything has left my system. Now I am myself. That is why I am telling you the truth. I am giving you the law, how to run a country, how to run a whole system. I can say that law book which Bhishma gives is directly based on the law of the cosmos, law of the whole cosmos. I can say Bhishma gave his constitution to run a country based on the constitution of the cosmos. Just from that very own understanding, he created the constitution. It's an amazing constitution. I had a chance to go through. Clearly defines not only do's and don'ts, the mental thinking, the setup, thinking setup from which the do's and don'ts arise. See, if you are just taught do's and don'ts, vidhi nisheda, in Sanskrit we call vidhi nisheda, do's and don'ts, naturally what will you do? Oh, it's a law enforced on me. When I don't see the cop, I can press the gas. That's all. When I see the cop, I have to press the brake. That's what we understand. You see, by law, we are taught how to technically escape from the law. Most of the time, any word, it only takes us little time, that's all. A person who takes little time and thinks technically and finds a way to this side and that side, some holes, is called citizen. Person who doesn't take that much of time or intelligence, straight away lives as he wants, is a criminal. That's all. Otherwise, usually, when it is told just as a law, we always have a problem in following. But Bhishma, amazing intelligence, he gives you the mental setup from which the do's and don'ts arise. We call it Sutra. He gives the Sutra. So anybody who internalizes, he knows the do's and don'ts. And he will not have any problem living it. He doesn't need law enforcement department. Maybe with minimum law enforcement department, that system can be run just with a supervising, not enforcing, just supervising. Maybe I can call the Bhishma system is law supervising department. Creates such a strong system. He says, now all that old blood has left me. I am new. That is why the dharma comes out. So be very clear. Be aware from whom you are getting your food, with whom you are sharing your life, under whom you are living. If you look inside and understand the samskara, the mental setup, Patanjali says you can live just with desire without fear. What can be that mental setup? What can be that secret? He says, the person who understood that secret, in the last few sutras, he very beautifully describes the 18th sutra. He says, Virama pratyaya abhyasa purva samskara seshonyaha. He says, in this samadhi, which is attained by the constant practice of cessation of all mental activity, the chitta, mind, retains only the engrams which does not create any disturbance in your inner space. See, Patanjali says, you can live with your regular life with engrams which does not disturb your inner space without any fear. I can say Patanjali is the only hope for the whole humanity. Buddha cannot be hope for the whole humanity, because as far as his teaching goes, the only sannyas is possible. Sannyas is the only path. That is why thousands and thousands of people have become swamis, sannyasis. Then who will run the country? I can say at least 100 kings of Buddha's time, they became swamis. And all those countries were left. Maybe some minister would have become king and whatever it is, but brain drain has happened. Such an intelligent people, all have left their positions of running the system. Brain drain has happened. So Buddha may not be suitable for all the civilizations. for the whole humanity. Because he says, renounce, that is the only path. But here is Patanjali. He is not saying renounce, no. He says it is possible to live with samskaras, with engrams, without fear, without disturbance. How can that be? How can that be? What kind of mental setup we need? What is the secret? He says very beautifully, when body-mind identification is overcome, it's a kind of a unique logic. Please understand. If you understand few secrets of this Patanjali Yoga Sutra, a unique kind of a mind gets developed. A kind of a mind gets developed. That mind, living with that mind itself is an amazing freedom. I have seen sometime people almost behave so illogically. That's what Patanjali beautifully says. In the earlier sutras he says, having thoughts is not thinking. Having thoughts is not thinking. Just when I was walking now, some of the devotees were talking with me and I was walking. Suddenly one lady came and fell at my feet in the front. It was naturally anybody while they are walking, if you fall at their feet, what it is? Surely it is not devotion. It's almost like gorilla attack. And I asked her, and she is not getting up, that is another one thing. It's getting delayed, I have to come for the discourse. And people are all waiting here. She is not moving. And finally two, three disciples have to lift her. And I asked her, Ma, do you think it is a devotion? Why don't you understand? She says, yeah, for me it is devotion only. I just asked, don't you think just if I tumble down, what will happen? She said, no, you are God, you can't tumble down. Two things. I am not saying yes or no, whatever our belief is our belief. I don't want to hurt her by saying yes or no or all those things. The logic, you see, as per our logic, if I am God, she doesn't have to come and jump on me. Standing there, if you pray, that's enough. I'll hear whatever you want to tell. I would have heard. See, you should be in any one logic. Either you should accept a logic, I am a good person who knows little spirituality, a guru. Or her logic. See, I am playing from the logic that I am a guru, that's all. She is trying to play from the logic that I am God. Even in that logic, if she is very clear, she doesn't need to jump and catch. She doesn't need to harass me for 15 minutes. It is not needed. If she thinks, even as per our idea, if I am God, then stand in one corner and your prayers will be naturally heard. I may not hear, but your trust that I am God, that trust itself will connect you with the divine. Whom you trust is not important. The very trust is powerful enough to liberate you. Many times people come and tell me, Swamiji, I am seeing vibhuti coming out of your photograph, kumkum coming out of your photograph. I tell them, oh, that's nice. I think I can also have one photograph in my room. I can get vibhuti from that. Because I don't get from my photograph, I get it only from my cup. And I tell them, surely I am not involved. Your trust with the Master is intelligent enough to connect you with the cosmos. And that expresses different miracles. I am not involved. I am not going to every house and putting little vibhuti out of photograph, giving little kumkum out of photograph. No. I neither have will nor have ego to do all that job. That is different. I am not involved. Your trust. But at least be clear in that logic. She is neither clear in that logic, and not only that, she became I could see very clearly. She became so arrogant, and her whole behavior and the whole thing, it's almost like she is fighting. You are God, you can't fall. I said, I am not hurting your sentiment or devotion. Understand, after all, I have a human body. And I am walking. And I am walking on the ground. On the ground. When I am walking on the ground, the logics of the ground applies to me. Logics of the ground applies to me. See, just because you believe, the logics of the ground is not going to change. Sometimes people have their own logic and very funny things. Another one guy in South India, when I was giving darshan, he has bitten my feet. I asked him, why did you do that? No, Swamiji, I read in a book, if an enlightened master remembers you, it is good for you. So he wants me to remember him continuously. Now what all funny things goes on? People have their own logic. Having a straight logic, the honest logic, which connects you with the cosmos. Finally, I can neither shout at that person nor advise that person, because finally I just walked away and I said, all right, be blissful, and I came out. I couldn't tell her anything. What to do? Because I have to, it's a what to say that, very difficult game. I have to accept what she calls as devotion, and I have to be polite because she calls me as God. Actually, they will create their own throne and they will put me there. And they will try their best to fix me there. And they will have their own ideas. If that does not match, they themselves will dethrone. It's a big fun. It is a big fun, big responsibility. So I can neither tell her nor, see, if I keep quiet, if I don't tell, they will not stop doing the same thing. And she will not even get up. So it's a very big problem. When you don't have the clear logic, constantly you create trouble for you and for others. Again and again. That is a big problem. Because when the mental setup does not change, you don't understand what you do is wrong. I don't think even now that person understood what she did is wrong. She did not understand. And finally I said, all right, I didn't have time because people are waiting here and all the devotees are waiting with their lamp. So I said, all right, let me go to the class session. Their own logic. When the mental setup does not change, same thing will happen again and again and again. When you look inside the samskaras, suddenly the mental setup changes. When you look into your blueprint, looking in is powerful melting mechanism. It just melts all the samskaras. You will not do the same thing again and again. I have a story. A guy went into a barber shop and said, I want my haircut so that it is all different lengths, round from front and back. There is a strange spiky bit on top and bald patches here, here, here. Barber says, I don't think I can do that. It's weird. This guy says, why not? You did last time I was here. Sometimes you do the same thing again and again. Even though you think you can't, you do the same thing again and again. The logic, the mental setup. Patanjali says, look inside. Look inside. Suddenly, the logic changes. You can live without fear, just with purely desires. See, whenever your fear attacks you, you are in hell. Whenever your desire attacks you, you are in heaven. When you are not attacked by anything, you are enlightened. Here Patanjali talks about how to live in heaven. In the next few sutras, he is going to talk about how to live enlightened. He is talking about how to live in heaven. You may think, I don't want to go to heaven, I want to go to enlightenment directly. It is possible. I am not saying it is not possible. But some people may want to live in heaven. You see, when I say heaven, I don't mean you will be shifted to some place and you will be put there. All those Ramba, Urvasi, Menaka and all will be there. And you will have your court. Not that heaven. You will be living with heavenly pleasures. Heaven is not geographical, it is psychological. Heaven and hell are not geographical, it is psychological. If you are constantly attacked by fears, you are living in hell. If you are constantly overflowing with desires, it means you are in heaven. You are living in heaven. Understand? You will constantly overflow with desires only if your earlier desires are getting fulfilled and you have a courage to have desires. Courage to have desires only can create more and more desires. Here, Patanjali gives you the technique. Courage to have desires and courage to live with desires. He is teaching us the technique to live happy life, not blissful life, happy life. Understand? Sometimes people want to have happy life. Patanjali attends the problems of all human beings. Some people want ultimate happiness. Some people think even this normal happiness, nothing wrong. It is okay. He is here to give what we call normal happiness. Only one thing. Even the idea of normal happiness, if you learn it from great master like Patanjali, it will beautifully lead you to enlightenment. Be very clear, even the idea of normal life, happy life, if you get it from an enlightened person, it will lead you to enlightenment. If you get that same idea of normal life, happy life, from a wrong source, it may not lead you, it may not permanently make you live happily, and it may not lead you to ultimate happiness. Many times, I have read many of these books on positive thinking, stop worrying, start living, many of these books. After reading, there's one more, see, till you read that book, you have 10 worries. Now after reading that book, you have 11th worry, how to stop worrying. All impossible things are taught in the name of happy life. If you want to become a bestseller, I can give you just 3 tips. Write the things which was never practiced by you. Second, talk about the problem in a very big way. People should feel. See, when people read somebody else having the same problem, they feel a kind of a consoled. Nobody wants solution. Only people want consolation. When they read, when you are describing the same problem which they are going through in an elaborate way, they feel a kind of a sympathy. You become bestseller. They love you. They know they are not alone. They know they are not alone. And the third idea, never give solution even if you know. These 3, how to become a bestseller, author. Very easy. Understand? How to live happy life, even that, let you understand, listen from a great master like Patanjali, who is living blissful life. He himself is not living in heaven. He himself is not living happily. He is living blissfully, beyond joy and suffering. But learn from him how to be in joy, so that joy leads to bliss. Learn things from right person. Accept things from right place. I have a story for you. A boy visited his grandmother with his friend. While the boy was talking to his granny in the kitchen, his friend was eating peanuts from a bowl on the living room table. When it was time to go, the friend called out, "Thanks for the peanuts, Granny." Granny said, "That is okay. Since I lost my dentures, I can only suck the chocolate off them." Don't take peanuts from wrong cup. Don't take even ideas about happy living from wrong persons. Because they would have taken chocolate out of it. I have one more story. One guy was about to give a discourse. Suddenly he realized he kept his false teeth in his house. So he says, the campfire, "No, I may not be able to speak because I have not brought my false teeth." The audience, the first row audience, one guy heard this, overheard, and he just produced one set of teeth and said, "Can you try this?" The speaker tried, and it was too loose. He said, "No, I can't." Then again, the guy said, "No, I happen to have one more. Please try this." He tried. "No, it is too tight. I can't." The guy brought one more set and said, "Can you try this?" This guy tried and it fitted, and he gave his lecture. After the lecture, the speaker went to the guy who gave the false teeth, and said, "Thank you. I was really looking for a good dentist like you." The guy said, "Dentist? No, I am not a dentist. I am an undertaker." Don't take false teeth from a person. Even if it fits, don't take from the wrong source. Sometimes the ideas like positive thinking may fit or may look like fitting, but don't take it from the person who is not enlightened. If you take it, then you will realize he is not a dentist, he is an undertaker. Patanjali gives the ultimate secret for living happily with only desires, without fear. It means what? None of your desires will go unfulfilled. It will be fulfilled. If it is not, it is only a waiting period. Having that kind of mental setup, please understand, that's a tremendous freedom. Freedom from fear. What is the secret? Now that is the $1,000,000 question. What secret? He goes on talking. Still he has not told that secret. Now I have to first finish all the commercials before showing the climax. The secret, please understand, I have to make you wait to tell the secret. Because first thing, it is a secret. Second thing, the more you sit, you are settled down and ready to listen. Anyhow, now it is time. I have to tell you the exact truth Patanjali wants to reveal through this sutra. What secret, if you understand, you will have the mind. You will live. You will take a new birth in which you will live only your desires. You will not have fear. It is one of the ultimate secret. Understand? When I am saying, I am responsible for what I am saying. I am not talking just because Patanjali said this. Even though I trust Patanjali, I trust him to play with those ideas in my life. But I cannot tell that same ideas to you unless it becomes part of my experience. Understand? I trust him. I dedicate my life to him to practice the teachings. Just because I trust him, I don't want to gamble with your life. So when I am telling you this truth, I am responsible. I am responsible. See, I have my own R&D lab. First thing, my life was my R&D lab. I tried all these truths in my life. I experimented with it, did research and development. And after that, once I started the Sangha, the mission, I experimented with the same truths with my disciples. With my disciples. I was playing with the same truths with my disciples. When I saw these truths works 100%, please understand, I am not talking in the language of statistics. 99.99% of the people this truth works. No. Even if I tell that, you will always be thinking, I am that 0.1% for whom it does not work. No. I am saying 100% this truth works without any exemption. Only if I find that truth works for 100%. Everybody. See, I am working with millions of disciples in last 6 years of my public life. 2.2 million initiated disciples we have. Different background, different education, different philosophy, different system, different religion, different culture, different age, different economical setup. But if this truth works with everybody, only then I call that as universal truth. Sarva Bhaumya Vrataha. In Sanskrit we have a word. Sarva Bhaumya Vrata. Universal truth. This truth which I am sharing with you, this secret is universal truth. Understand? I am responsible for what I am saying. I wanted to narrate this incident. How I realized this truth in my own life. How it became my own experience. See, in this country you see many commercial for medicines. You can see. This is the medicine most doctors prescribe for their own family. Just to say the authenticity of the medicine. See, if you are giving it to others, it may be 20% truth and 80% marketing. If you are giving it to your family, maybe 80% truth and 20% marketing. If you are taking it for yourself, 100% truth. It cannot be any marketing. Same way, this truth which I am talking to you, I practice in my life. I am living it. There is no marketing. I am sharing with you because I feel you are my very extension. You are my very extension. It's like my brain telling my right hand, hey, move yourself, there is a fire. If there is a fire, my brain telling my right hand, hey, move yourself. There is no commercial in that. It is just what I believe. I know if I put my hand in the fire, I will be burnt. So I move out. Just how that instruction is truth for me, my own life. Same way, this instruction is my own life, my very truth. The truth which I live in my very being. Because I feel the people who come to listen to the truth are the very extension of my being, I share, even though I don't have before-after photographs. 30 pounds lost in 2 weeks, 8 inches lost in 3 weeks, 4 size lost in 5 weeks, before-after. Unfortunately, Patanjali, when he utters these truths and makes people realize this truth, we don't have before-after photographs. Even though I don't have before-after photographs, because I know, at least I feel I am talking to my very being. So I am sharing. If you can catch this truth, if you can catch this secret, you can live, as Patanjali says, just with desires, without any fear. The important truth, the secret behind the sutra is nothing can ever be taken away from you for which you are worthy of. Nothing can be enjoyed by you even if you acquire and legally keep it around you which you are not worthy of. Please understand. This is one of the strong, powerful secret, powerful truth. If you internalize this one truth, if you internalize this one secret, what Patanjali calls this life, you will take new birth, just only living the seeds of desires without any fear. Means expansion, expansion, expansion. Usually, when you have desire, you expand. When you are disturbed or cut, restricted, the fear happens, you contract. You lose your courage, confidence about yourself. Then again, after some time, that fear goes. Slowly, 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 you regain your desire. Understand? Don't have the wrong idea about desire. Desire is your very life. Desire is your very expansion. Your heart expands, your lungs expands, your chest expands only when you have desire. You can see in your life. If you are caught by fear and depression, this whole area will be dead. If you are caught by desire and expanding, overflowing energy, this whole area will be light. It will be just light, relaxed. When you are light, relaxed, don't feel the heaviness of your body, you are called Videhi. That's what Patanjali calls here, Videha. The secret, the basic secret, important secret is nothing can be taken away from you which you are worthy of. For example, even if somebody dies this moment, either by accident or suicide or murder or natural death, any form of death, if somebody dies this moment, the wealth they have, the love, the ability to enjoy the love, the ability to give the love, the relationships they have, the standard of life they have, the intelligence they have, the understanding they have, all the essential things of their life, except their legal address, all the essential things of their life, just goes with them. You disappear in this place, you take birth in another one place with the same kind of wealth, health, the physical setup, the ability to give love, same standard relationships and the same standard lifestyle. Please understand, what I am saying may look little difficult to understand. That is where that's a big problem. You may think, no, how can this be? I am not even asking you to have faith or belief. All I am saying, have little sympathy towards me, that's enough. He doesn't have to tell a lie. If he says there may be truth in it, just with this little sympathy, try to analyze this truth in your life. Try to see. Please understand. Whatever you are qualified, the blueprint you are carrying, you expand that only in your life. Even you try to possess more than your blueprint legally. Even if you try to have beach home in California and vacation home in Kodaikanal and beach house in Miami, everywhere, maybe your watchman will be enjoying that. You will not have time for vacation. I have seen people who are busy in buying vacation homes all over the world do not find time for vacation. Or even if you go there, what will you be doing? In your house, you will be lying down in your couch and worrying. There, you will be lying down with your swimsuit and worrying. That's all. Nothing else. Understand? What for you are qualified? The ability to take the responsibility. If you are able, the power, see that, for how much wealth you are able to take responsibility. For how many relationships you are able to take the responsibility. How much you are able to radiate love. To how many people you are able to completely open up. These all only decides your life. The major factors of your life is your relationships, your name and fame, your wealth, your health. These are the major factors. Your blueprint carries whatever you are qualified. That qualification is what I call blueprint. Your blueprint carries your qualification. The moment you realize this truth, even if you die this moment, see, what is the fear in the life? The fear of death, highest fear. Or fear of losing your wealth. Fear of identity loss, or the fear of losing the body itself. Why you are afraid? Because you have to start again. You don't even know from where you will start. Fear of unknown, that is the major fear. That is the major fear. You think, oh God, again I have to take birth, I have to study, I don't know which college I will get the seat, and I don't know where I will get the seat, and how I finished education, and I don't know which country I may want to go and settle down. I don't know whether I will get the visa or not, I don't know I will get the green card or not, I don't know I will get the citizenship or not. So many problems. Now you are sure, already you spent a lot of time and you have everything known, unknown. The known devil is much better than unknown angel. You are comfortable with your known things. But suddenly, you think the death will completely put you in a new place. Will put you in a new place. So the whole fear is fear of unknown. You may have to enter into a place where you have to start from zero, scratch. But Patanjali assures you, not only Patanjali, I tell you from my experience, nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. If you just disappear this moment, it's like one bubble disappearing here and appearing somewhere in the cosmos, the other part. You will appear with the same quality. You will attract same wealth. Where you left, the same wealth you will have, the same health you will have, same kind of people. May not be same people. Sometimes people ask me, Swamiji, I heard 70% of the couples take birth again and live as husband and wives. I tell you, no, relax. Not even one couple I have seen who want to live together again. So be free, be liberated. The good news is you will not be living with the same person. The bad news is you may be living with the same kind of person. I have a good news and bad news for you. Good news is you will never be living with the same person. Bad news is if you don't change the blueprint, you will attract the same kind of person. Same kind of person. Understand? Sometimes we may not understand, we may have different meaning for the same word, but truth has to be understood. Same person, same kind of person. You may not have the same person. And even if the same person is there, you will escape from that person. But till you change, you will attract the same kind of person. You can see in your life. You may go through one divorce, but the second, third, when you decide to marry, if you have not learned the lesson and changed the mental setup, you will attract the same person, same kind of person. And even if you attract the different kind of person, by projecting your mental setup on that person, you will make same person out of this new person. We are intelligent enough to create hell out of heaven. So you need to understand the word. Same person, same kind of person. Same person is outer world problem. Same kind of person is inner world problem. I have a story for you. A little boy said to his grandfather, "Make a frog noise for me, granddad." "No, son, I don't feel like making a frog noise right now." "Oh, please, granddad, make a frog noise, please, please, please." "No, I don't want to." This guy says, "No, no, granddad, please make a frog noise." Finally, the grandfather is not able to understand. He says, Why is it so important to you that I make a frog noise?" This guy says, "Because mom says, when you croak, we can go to Disney World." Understand. Understand the words properly. Same person, same kind of person. There is two. Words may look same, but there is a big difference. Big difference. Internalize this one truth. Nothing can be taken away from you. God, what great freedom it is. If at all it clicks with you, if at all you have a little sympathy for what I am saying, and you just feel connected, blessed are those who feel connected. Actually, I had the great fortune of listening to this truth from a Naga sadhu. Naga sadhu means naked sadhu. In India, Himalayas, there are some sadhus who live naked life, means they don't need anything. They live like a child, very beautiful life. I had a fortune of sitting on Naga sadhu's feet. 6 months I had a fortune of sitting at his feet and serving him. Serving means what little wood I will collect. Night time during when he rests, I will light the wood and keep the place warm. Just little service. Great sadhu. See, the grace he used to radiate, the joy he will radiate is so beautiful. See, naturally for a normal person, if you see a naked person, 60, 70-year-old man, you will naturally feel ugly, little shy, little repelling. But I have seen, this sadhu was just like child, so innocent. I have seen thousands of gents will come and touch his feet, ladies will come and touch his feet and go. Neither he will have any reluctance or disturbance, nor that people who come and touch his feet will have little reluctance or shyness. Because he lost the idea of body. He lives like a child. People who come in front of him also became kids, like a child. Such a beautiful innocence. The grace, the amazing. Still, that great tradition is alive. It is there. I had the fortune of sitting at his feet. One day, some conversation, I was talking to him. So I told him something like this kind of fear topic came up. I was talking to him. He was such a loving, caring person. I know for sure whatever he talks is truth, because he doesn't have any other vested interest. He doesn't need anything. So I was asking him, "Baba, what do you mean? No fear, nothing. What will happen if an animal comes now and kills both of us?" Because we were inside a forest in Himalayas. If an animal comes and kills both of us, what will happen? What do you mean by saying no fear? You won't have fear? And he just laughed. And he started telling me in Bengali, Koka. Koka means a small boy. He just patted me very lovingly and said, "Koka." Then he told me in a Hindi and Bengali mixed. He told me, "Koka, don't be afraid. Nothing will be lost. Even if we die in this moment, if the body is lost, we will appear somewhere with the same intelligence, same things, with everything. Because the blueprint which you carry, the samskara which you carry, that is going to express the truth, your life. It is not the outer world things you have. It It is a samskara that is powerful. He told me very beautifully. The cosmos never takes away things from you. Understand? The cosmos, the universe, never takes away things from you. Whatever you think as valuable and hold on, he continues to keep that with you. He continues to keep that with you. If you hold on to the suffering and say that it's valuable for you, he leaves the suffering with you. If you continues to hold on joy and beautiful things around you and keep it as valuable, he lets it be with you. So understand, he told me very beautifully, cosmos never cheats you. And he leaves whatever you think as valuable to you and with you. Don't worry. Actually, he told me in such a loving way, such a caring way, with patting, maybe his touching is the initiation. Just the truth jumped from his heart to my heart. The transmission of the lamp, transmission of the truth, the initiation happened. From that moment, I know for sure, nothing can be taken away. Nothing can be taken away. Please understand, whatever you are worthy of, it can never be taken away. What you are not worthy of, even if you think it is there, it will not be enjoyed by you. I have seen. It will never be enjoyed by you. You may be thinking, it is there, it is there, it is there, it is there. It is there, somebody else is enjoying. Somebody else is enjoying. You will never be able to enjoy. So understand, the samskara you carry, internalize is one truth. Tomorrow, I will take you to the next level. The next sutra is an amazing sutra. Patanjali takes us to the next deeper truth, next deeper secret. Actually, if you can internalize this one truth, nothing can be taken away from me. And I don't have to be afraid. Just try to play with this truth. I am not saying believe. I am not saying have faith. I know I am not that insensitive to tell you to directly believe. I know it is very difficult for you to believe. Somehow I was fortunate to have a Naga Sadhu with whom I also felt connected, respectful, and he was telling me. And I had that initiation. So I am not expecting you to have that same faith or same trust. No. All I am saying, have little sympathy. Try. Maybe when you are lying down in your bed and waiting to fall asleep, think, what you are telling, is it real? How can that be? But he doesn't have to tell a lie. Just internalize. Think about it. Try to analyze some of your life's incidents with this truth. Experiment with some of your future incidents with your, whenever something happens in your life, strong pain or strong bliss, joy. Bring this truth. Experiment. Try to fit with it. See. Try to have an experiment by fitting this truth into that incident. Try. You will see deeper and deeper secrets behind this truth is revealed to you as an experience. Religion becomes spirituality when you discover it. Spirituality is a religion when somebody tells it to you. Please understand. When you listen from somebody, it is religion. When you discover it, it is spirituality. So, when I am saying, it may be looking like a religion, difficult to believe, hard to have faith. Experiment. When it becomes your experience, it is spirituality. Discover your own religion. Discover your own spirituality. Only that is for you. Only that can help you. Till you discover, religion cannot help you. It may be politically help you. You belong to a kind of a group. You belong to a sect. You belong to a group. It's like a mob psychology. It may bring you little comfort in the outer world, or social law, some regulation. No, it may bring that much only. But when you discover, it brings its real benefit, the enlightenment, the ultimate benefit, the enlightenment. See, till it has not become your own discovery, it will only be just superficial rules, religion. Many times, you yourself will not feel like living it. Many times, people who teach you things they themselves do not live. Because it has not become spirituality. They have not discovered it. I have a story for you. A preacher was an avid golfer and could not help sneaking off to play a round one Sunday. An angel watching him from above was furious and told God, "Look at that preacher down there, abandoning his duties to play golf on a Sunday. He should be punished." God agreed and promised to act. A few minutes later, the preacher hit a superb hole in one on a 350-yard hole. It's a technical word. Only if you are playing golf, you can understand. Angel rounded on God. "I thought you are going to punish him. Instead, he just hit a perfect hole in one. He's successful." God smiled and said, "Fool, think about it. Who can he tell about his success?" Because he is playing on Sunday. He can't tell about his success to anybody. Being success and unable to tell others is the worst punishment. Being successful but unable to reveal that to others and unable to brag about it is the worst punishment. Many times you will try to play golf on Sunday if you have not discovered your religion. If you have not discovered your religion, understand, when you discover, it is your own. Only then it is going to help you. So unless you discover, you will only be playing. I can say you may be playing with words. You may not understand the intensity of it. This secret, this truth which you heard today, try to internalize. Try to internalize. Try to internalize. Take it sincerely. Then it will become your life. Otherwise, what is there? You came, 2-3 hours you sat, and okay, all right, let's see. It becomes more like a entertainment. Internalize this truth, it will become enlightenment. Whether this 2-hour session is going to be an entertainment or enlightenment is up to you. It is up to you. I have one more story for you. Phil and Dave went for a game of golf one Saturday afternoon. But Phil was under strict instructions from his wife to be back by 4 o'clock because she wanted him to take her shopping. She wanted him to take her for shopping. 4 o'clock passed, so did 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Eventually, Phil arrived home at 7. "Where on earth have you been?" she started screaming. Phil answers, "Honey, a terrible thing happened. We made it to the first green when Dave dropped dead of a heart attack." The wife felt very guilty. "Oh, that is awful." She felt very guilty for shouting. "Oh, that's awful," she started. Then this guy says, "That is true. See, rest of the round, it was hit the ball, drag Dave, hit the ball, drag Dave." Understand, when you don't take it seriously, even after heart attack, you may be dragging him. So, take this truth, internalize it. It will not be just an entertainment, it will be enlightenment. Tomorrow, Patanjali is taking us to the deeper level of the next level of the sutra, next level secrets about the life, about the karma, about the universe, about the birth and about the death. The tomorrow's sutra is talking about enlightenment. See, the earlier sutras, he talked about pain. Now he is talking about how to live joyfully. Tomorrow he is taking us one step further on how to live enlightenment, how to live blissfully. So, we will see the next sutra. We will understand the next sutra of how to be in bliss, live enlightenment, Jivan Mukti tomorrow. So, let these great truths enter your being, internalize these great truths, live them. I bless you all. Let you all achieve and radiate Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment. Let you all achieve and radiate the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.